Hello, Terrifics. David Milch here from the Jacob K. Javits Center in New York City. Welcome to the third day of Toy Fair. It's been a fabulous 3 days, great products, great vendors, and I'm very, very happy to welcome John Schuster to our stage. Hey John, how you doing?
Very
With
good.
a fantastic product that I've learned a little bit about, circuit cubes. I must say, John, I love the interface of technology and play and toy and learning, and I can see already from what you've told me before we went on air about the circuit cubes, but we'd love to hear it from you. You're the Chief Creative Officer?
Chief Design Officer.
Chief Design Officer.
Creative as well.
Creative and design. You got to be creative to design and vice versa.
Yes,
Tell us about circuit cubes.
So circuit cubes are electronic building blocks, and really the idea came to my co-owner Nate McDonald and I, because we were teaching First Lego League, and we're coaching, they actually say. And we realized that when we were showing them how to solder basic circuitry, we realized that they were just like putting dabs of solder, and they had no idea they were actually closing a circuit. So we thought, well, let's find a product out there that actually can teach them basic circuitry. So we looked at a lot of products and we just didn't find anything. So we like, well, hey, we're makers. So we decided to make our own. And it kind of evolved into, wow, we have something, and that's where it all started.
Fantastic. Now the company Tenka is based in
Tenka. It's kind of
Tenka.
Tenka. So the cool thing is that actually comes from my daughter who lives in Japan. So,
wow.
So she actually, our original company was Ignited Learning, because we originally focused on purely education, and then as we evolved, she said, you should call it Tenka Labs. And I said, why should we call it Tenka Labs? She says, Tenka is Ignite in Japanese, and we just loved it because we want to hold on to some of our past, but move forward with a consumer product.
I love it. So it's Tenka Labs,
yeah.
TenkaLabs.com.
Yep, and then our first product is circuit cubes.
And you're based in Sausalito, as we were talking about, one of my favorite places in the world.
Yeah, I know,
Love Sausalito, love Northern California, went to school there, went to Stanford, and spent a lot of time in Marin County at Stinson Beach and Muir Woods and all of that.
Awesome.
And you're just on the edge of Silicon Valley, of course, where all the technology that's incorporated now so routinely, Fairchild Semiconductors, and and all of the work, the electrical engineering guys and
everywhere.
gals at Stanford. And were you able to leverage some of that knowledge and know-how?
So the amazing is Vicki Welch is our Chief Marketing Officer, and she came from Make Media. And she has wonderful resources. So it's like any small company. When you're actually getting your feet wet and really trying to gel that company with quality people, you surround yourself. And when Vicki came on board, she gave us that wonderful side and brought along people with her who knew the parts that we didn't understand. Fantastic. I'm an IT professional. I met Nate. He's a longtime teacher teaching over 300 kids in a maker engineering elective class. So we have skills, but we don't have some other skills.
Right.
So we surround ourselves in those people, and yes, that area is a great hotspot to recruit people like that.
Fantastic. And of course, you know that STEM, science, technology, engineering, and
math,
which is now STEAM for a lot of people, adding the A, the art.
Interchangeable.
And I see that there's a lot of art and creativity. Why don't you give us a demonstration of how the circuit cubes work?
So these are circuit cubes, they're electronic building blocks. So basically our first kits are composed of 3 components. We have a battery or power function, we have an LED function, and we have a motor function. So to simply give you an idea, so I'm just going to let those connect together, and you can see the motor turning.
Now the moment they connected to, that's great.
Yeah, go ahead.
So it's off, and immediately it hooks in, and there's a communication.
So there's some magic happening. No, we don't want it to be magic. We want them to see it. So as you notice, you can actually see there's a motor inside there.
Okay.
So this motor, this part, actually turns at 1,000 RPMs, but it's geared down, and we want them to see that, down to 76 RPM at a 3.7 volts.
Okay.
But let me play some more. So I'm going to turn on the light, so I just touch it together.
You know, it is, I think it was Arthur C. Clarke that said, if the technology is advanced enough, it's indistinguishable from magic.
I'm a big fan of his. I was a geek, and I was growing up reading his books, so yeah.
Fantastic. So this is magical in its own way.
So the cool thing of our product, we don't want it to just do that. We want them to be able to start playing with it. So I'm going to form a triangle. So I'm like, wow, what does that mean? Well, first of all, you can see that the motor's turning a little slower.
So there's obviously a magnetic coupling, and you also have the circuit running through the magnetic and the metal, interface.
Yeah, the magnets are hidden behind a surface, protected and secure. So we form what's called a series circuit.
Right.
So the awesome thing about our product is if I stack this, I just made a parallel circuit. So now the motor, why is that spinning so fast? Why is the light so bright? Well, you know, if you're in an educational environment or even a parent later on, you can talk about those things. But the cool thing about our product is we also want to use wires. So why do you want to use wires?
So when it's in a triangle, it's a series.
Yeah.
Okay, and when it's stacked, it's
in parallel.
Okay, put the stack up again.
Yeah, so basically...
So if it's parallel, there's got to be two paths. What are the two paths?
So basically, these are actually become one path. They become like one, like on your Christmas tree lights or something. They're all connected to the same wire.
And fantastic.
So the really cool thing is we also want to use wires. So why do you want to use wires? Well, number one, we have
it's old school. That's why.
It is. No, if you look at this, one of the things we maintained was in the old school, or if you go to Exploratorium in San Francisco, they'll have block of wood with a couple nails, a motor, and then maybe over here another block of wood, and then you use alligator clips and connect them. These are the connecting posts for that. So we wanted to maintain some of the old school, but move into something that they can play with. So the reason we have wires is so you can actually connect them as well. So now we're using those posts as our connection piece. And then the kit actually has 3-inch, 6-inch
now
wires.
You have a closed circuit.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So why do you want wires? Well, number one, we want you to be able to build open structures. So maybe that's your kid's diorama and they have a ceiling fan or a doorbell or something that they can separate these components. But also, we wanted to have a single wire. So there are other products out there that have a complex connector that clicks in, and you have no idea how that's all working in there. It's a multi-pin. So this, if you actually connect it, let's say you connect it reverse. So let's actually connect this for a second. Not working, is it?
Right, exactly.
Because this is a polarity sensitive device. It's a diode.
Exactly.
So
you have to make a real circuit or it won't function.
So we know from teaching kids in school and after school clubs, etc., that you want them to actually, I don't want to say struggle, but we want them to experiment and go, wait a minute, why is that not working? And then they can experiment.
You know what this
Because if they don't struggle, they're never going to learn.
If they don't make mistakes, they won't learn from them. This makes me think that, you know, a kid like Elon Musk, the founder of Tesla, when he was a kid in South Africa, he must have been playing with stuff
I'm sure
like
he
this.
took apart
all the simple things, taking apart radios and stuff, and look what he's done now. And I'm sure that, you know, the Terrifics out there with children. No, I'm serious. This is the kind of stuff that lets kids get their hands on it. It's tactile, it's fun, the colors, but they're really learning about technology and science. And
so the other thing is, especially like, for example, after school clubs, where my son is 9, Nate's boys are 7 and 10, we know we have to ramp up the fun and the play, because we want to bring play back into that experimentation. So that's why, like, for example, our Wacky Wheels Kit.
This is called the Musk, right? Circuit cubes.
Kinda.
Yeah, we could call it the Musk.
We should partner with them, and they'll put
absolutely. I'm sure
a Tesla body on it.
Absolutely.
So so that's Wacky Wheels Kit. So the reason we are giving you all these parts, so within the Wacky Wheels Kit, we actually have the parts and pieces for that.
Okay, so this kit enables you to make a Musk.
Yeah. So so it allows you to make 5.
Full disclaimer: we have not gotten sign off from Elon Musk yet to call this a Musk.
We have 5 different vehicles. This is an example of the body you would put on after you build the car. Because when we work with kids, we don't want to say, hey, we're going to teach you circuitry, because they're like, whoa, okay, great. We want to say, you know, you're going to make a car, and you're going to go from this end to that end, and I want you to go fast, and you have to have a headlight. And they're like, whoa, how do I do that? And you know what? 6 kids are going to make this in 6 different ways. That's awesome. One might have 3 wheels, one might have 2. And one kid's going to do it wrong and say, wait, how come my motor's not working and my light's not working? Well, either he or his partner is going to help him flip those wires around.
Right.
And then they're actually going to start playing. So now I can just turn the switch on and my car's going to be doing that.
Looks like a moon rover, right?
There you go.
Yeah.
That should be the next one. That's kind of like our underwater rover. So the cool thing is we want to have the wires so you can make it in different
shapes. You have an underwater rover?
Well, this is kind of our underwater rover here. So hidden underneath is the parts of the car.
Oh, very cool.
So that's kind of the underwater rover.
Okay.
So, but the cool thing is within the kit, you know, we're going to give you all the parts and pieces. So you're going to have Lego compatible parts and pieces because we know as parents, especially.
What's the power supply?
So the power supply is a 3.7 volt lithium ion battery.
Okay.
And it is rechargeable.
Oh, so it comes with a recharger.
Oh yeah.
With a simple mini connector.
So we give you the cable, right? So we're going to make sure and give you the cable, and then you would use either USB, your iPhone, many things.
Easy, very easy.
And so basically in the kit we'll give you all those pieces because we don't want you to struggle to find that 8-tooth gear.
Right. So you don't need hammers or screwdrivers or saws or anything. No, seriously, everything is it's completely self-contained. All you have to do is power up the lithium battery, and you're ready to go.
So you're going to start to see, well, wow, this kind of snaps exactly on a Lego. That's because these are exactly 4x4 Lego standard, like a plate. If you're a Lego geek, you know what studs are.
Exactly.
And it's not me.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
just kidding. No, it's like a 4x4
You're
pattern.
a creativity stud, John, all right?
So then it's exactly 2 Legos high, and we wanted to do that so you could actually make kooky, crazy things. So maybe the bright light kits, you make your little lamp so you can actually turn on a light.
So this is a different kit. You have the bright lights kit, you have the car kit.
Wacky Wheels.
Wacky Wheels, bright lights.
And then Smart Art.
Smart Art.
Yes.
So those are the 3 kits currently?
Yep, those are the 3 kits. And then inside each kit, you're going to have all the parts and pieces, like I said. So you have your 3 different power cubes. Oh, thank you.
It's very clean,
and
very
then
smart.
Within that, you'll have your cool bag color-coded for the kit of all the parts and pieces.
And the pieces, so mom and dad don't have to worry about things getting lost. You can put them in the travel bag.
And then you can use it for climbing,
Absolutely.
Just kidding.
You can get to the top of the wall. Why not?
And then within the Wacky Wheels book or the other books, we want to get you started to kind of introduce you to the cubes. But it's very, I want to say Lego-esque, so it's very pictorial and gets you started. So we're not going to try and walk you through and tell you to build everything, because we don't want to dictate that.
Of course.
We want these to just become a vehicle to build your awesome creation.
Now, if you have the base kit and you want to do something more elaborate, can you buy accessory kits?
That will become, stay tuned.
They're going to be coming soon.
I
was anticipating.
Now, of course, you would have 2, and then you'd have 2 motors, 2 batteries, so those are awesome capabilities. Maybe instead of 2-wheel drive vehicle, you want a 4-wheel drive vehicle, so you can climb more things.
Now, we were saying before, STEM to STEAM adds the art, so this has an art.
Yeah, you're going to be able to do some awesome, cool things with your art. We want to call it our little spirograph. That's not trade, but that's a real product.
Right.
But we want to be able to have some fun with that.
Oh, that's really cool. So it's actually able to do patterns based upon how you assemble the components?
Yeah, and the cool thing is, because we're using a Lego compatible type beam, now this is really geeked out. That's a 1x12 beam, so don't...
Okay, all right, I'll remember that.
But basically, you can stagger the position of it, and guess what that does? That changes the pattern of the schematics.
Like radius and
or you put a wheel on it.
And you have instructions, so to start to do some simple patterns, and then they can just go off and
so we don't want to dictate what they're going to build. We want to give them, when they're going through these 10 projects, and we have all the parts for the 10 projects, we want them to build that comfort level, and then they're going to know that, well, if I want my light over here, or I want the light up there, or maybe I want the wheel to turn backwards, or maybe I want to switch the gears because it's going too slow, and I'm going to put this gear down here and this gear up there.
Oh, okay, so they learn about gearing as well.
No, because we've taught, like coaching First Lego League, there's mechanics, there's electronics, but you know what? The cool thing is they learn to make mistakes.
Right.
They learn that they're going to go through many iterations before they nail it. And that's where they're going to learn. It's not just like click, 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 I'm done.
Sure. Now I see one other interesting object here. Looks like a robot or a rope. Tell us about this.
So this design, now we don't provide this as a kit. This is an example of taking your own Legos or Legos you can get, or Lego compatible blocks, and putting it together and making a crazy walker. This design is actually based on Yoshihito Isogawa. He's from Japan. He makes books, companion books, to show you how to use Legos and power features.
So we got the Musk and we got the Yoshihito. All right.
Yeah, no, and again, these are things that, I want them to go, I want the kids to go on their own adventure.
Sure.
We don't want them to say, get their kit, you build it, you finish, you put it on the shelf.
How old is the company? How long have you been?
A year and a half.
Year and a half?
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Wow. So you're an IT professional, that's your day job?
Yeah, I used to be IT corporate, and then I ended up in education. That's how Nate and I met. Okay. He was looking for coaches to help him coach First Lego League, and I just happened to be in the same school district in the IT department and said, hey, I'll help.
Wow. Well, I have some dear friends in Sausalito and Mill Valley and all of that, and I know that they will love to learn about your products. And in terms of where you think the vision goes now, step by step to build a company, and you have to make products that and sell them at price points that are affordable. By the way, I assume it's available on your website as well as through retailers.
So we're taking reservations right now.
Okay.
We'll be releasing the product in late spring.
the product is just now going to be released. Okay,
Yeah,
so you saw it here first on BeTerrific, okay? Circuit Cubes, which is coming to your friends and family soon. So give us a little taste of the vision of the company if you were to fast forward 3 years, 5 years.
So when we designed this product, we designed it because we wanted to really let kids play, let kids experiment. So anything we design in addition to more circuit cubes, they're going to be focused on, number one, 2 rules. They have to be fun.
Right.
And number 2, it has to be something that relates to a circuit that would give them some insight into, when they someday go to start programming Arduino. It's one thing to program it on the screen, but when they actually get their Arduino board out or whatever board and start plugging in wires, they're going to have a foundation of, wait, so if I connect this in parallel or series, or it's reverse polarity and it doesn't work, oh, I remember. So we want to enhance that. We're an analog product. We want to give them the basics. We want to enhance that really. So all our products are going to have to be fun first and teach. We're going to sneak in the teaching and the training. And we definitely will focus on education kits as well, because that's where our heart is.
Well, a dear friend of mine has taught me a tagline. You want to educate, and you want to elevate.
I like that.
And if you put those two together, you've achieved something special. And of course, the motto for BeTerrific is be positive. And you're a very positive guy, John. It's really a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you.
Be creative, and it's such a creative solution that you and your partner have put together. And Circuit Cubes is soon to be available, and to inspire. And you've inspired us here
thank
today.
you
It's
so
really
much.
a pleasure to have had you on set.
Oh, no,
and
thank
we
you
wish
so
you
much.
all of the success, terrifics. Please take the time to go to, again, give us the website.
So we're circuitcubes.com or tenkalabs.com.
So both circuitcubes.com or Tenka Labs.
We have both,
Very, very good. And tell your friends and family about it. I wouldn't doubt that if you went down to Stanford, my alma mater, and you talked to the School of Engineering and the School of Education, because the School of Education is putting a big push. I get all the reports, as an alumnus, and early education and really bringing technology together and learning and really trying to be creative. And I have no doubt that this would be interesting to them. So I'll have to think about who to put you in touch with. I think that'd be great.
My thing is, you never know where you're going to get your inspiration. So I come from a big family. That's why I am who I am. I have 7 siblings.
Oh, okay.
So I grew up in a small town in Iowa. So for me, either if you don't get hurt at the table unless you speak a little louder.
As long as you grab the food as fast before it's gone.
Or you go hungry if you don't get there. So I'm all for getting inspiration and meeting people and getting ideas and sharing ideas.
Fantastic. Well, again, John Schuster, Chief Design Officer of Circuit Cubes. Thank you so much, and BeTerrific. We'll be back with more shortly.